Welcome. This is your reading for the next week to 2 weeks, or whenever it finds you. My name is Nikki. I'm a spiritual life coach. I'm a tarot reader. And today we're going to dive into the energies coming your way. I have already pre-shuffled. I've pulled out some cards and they're giving me the direction and the theme. So your invitation and the thing you need to do here in this moment to know if this reading is for you is to listen to theme, the topic, and ask yourself, not just in the mind, but deeper into the body, is this work I need to do? Is this where I'm feeling stuck? Is this where I'm feeling called to move, to take action, to grow, to develop? When you can ask yourself that question, you can know with a lot more certainty and clarity that the messages that come through afterwards are applicable to you, are aligned with you, and are able to be accessed by you. So let's have a look. We've got the Three of Bows. Now, I picked this up twice and saw two of bows, two of bows, two of bows. Indecision, indecision, indecision. You don't know which way to go. I saw this card and I was like, oh, at a crossroads. But this is actually the Three of Bows. You've made a decision. You know what will fulfill you. You understand that, yes, there are multiple pathways, and you're at this point where you get to decide, am I going to go left or am I going to go right? Am I going to try something new and am I going to stay the same? Am I going to do something even more different than I had currently imagined? So the Three of Rose really suggests to me that you know that a decision is needed, you know that a choice is needed, and you know it in the way of you keep getting either really dissatisfied with where you're going and where you're headed, even if everything seems kind of fine, or that you keep getting these nudges and these whispers and these like soul yearnings to something bigger, greater, even if you don't quite know what that is. So there is this push and pull and this invitation at the same time as a bit of a like an exit feeling coming up. That is why I really saw two of bows in this: indecision, uncertainty, unable to move. In fact, in this deck, two of wands, the two of bows is like fiery decision. It's like make a choice. So that's probably why the two didn't come out for us, because it would have been like too forceful. There is a lot of energetic clutter in this conversation today. So the first thing that we can do already to help you with that, so you're actually able to access the rest of the reading and the energy, is in this moment, like energetically, mentally, emotionally, like you can do all of those things just by imagining. And don't worry if you don't see pictures, just imagine it. Imagine laying down anything, any choices, any considerations, any memories, any deadlines, anything that might be on your mind around the area of fulfillment and what do I do? In this moment, you don't have to know anything. You don't have to do anything. You don't even need to really, let's say, consider what to do. This is just almost like an invitation to start fresh, an invitation to get a fresh perspective. So that's what we're doing here today. All right, the next one is the Page of Vessels, the Otter. When I saw this, it showed me, and if you're still uncertain of like which area of uncertainty is this talking about, it's an area where it feels quite vulnerable, that your emotions, like there is a sense that that would be fun and that would be lighter and that would be easier. And at the same time, you're hesitating on really connecting to that emotion. It's almost like you haven't really allowed yourself to feel that option and feel that path for whatever reason. The pole star, so this is the star card, but part of you knows that you're meant to go down that road, that you're meant to take that exit, that you're meant to make that decision, the one that you've already kind of made in your heart, but you haven't yet made in the 3D, in your head, in your world. There is a part of you that realizes even if you feel vulnerable, even if it feels new, even if you don't know where it's going, even if it feels like such a minute shift, like this isn't going to be the thing that saves your business, or this isn't going to be the thing that gets you your lifelong soulmate partner, or this isn't going to be the thing that you do for the rest of your life. Like it doesn't feel that big and that known and that certain, but you feel like you're meant to go there. The star card is reminding you that We are led through life with little subtle nudges and whispers. No angel comes down and gives you an entire map of your life, including, you know, where you go on a little jaunt and joyride and oh yep, you do a loop-de-loop here in the wrong direction, but you'll get back. Like it doesn't give you a map of all the twists and turns. We need our intuition, we need to trust ourselves, and we need to follow our knowing. And part of that is when you are following your intuition and your knowing and your trust and your faith, you are always on your one right path. I think there is multiple pathways to get to where we're meant to go, but some of them are like rocky and you're scrambling, and others are a bit of a smoother walk. And depending on how well we listen to ourselves is, which of those paths we've chosen. Next, we have the Woodward. This is a justice card. Weighing and measuring, it's really on your mind. You're trying to get like, it's like a bird up here. You're trying to get perspective. And I'm almost getting the sense, and let me know in the comments below which one of these is you, is like at times you're getting so much perspective, like trying to be so objective around everything, you lose like your connection to it. You don't feel grounded. It actually ends up not even feeling like a choice because you're like, if I feel like I could, take it or leave it, is it really meant for me? So sometimes you rise too high above it and you disconnect from it. At other times, you're more of this lynx, I assume, this cat. Maybe it's a leopard. I don't even know. Um, and what really happens there is it's very like attack. And how do I get it? How do I get there faster? How do I, you know, do? And there misses some of that objective perspective. Now, while this figure is a little bit scary, he's got a bloody spear and wearing animal skins and all that sort of stuff, he has experience. He has that tenacity of the cat. He has the height, in a way, of the bird. He's got tools, he's prepared, but he's also patient. So with this justice card, it's just that reminder of like not only justice as in what is right and what is fair, but coming to a point of balance, of you're not too objective that you're not able to connect emotionally, and you're not too emotional and driven that you're not seeing reason. It's like making sure whatever your decision is moving forward, that it comes from that place of balance. And only you will know what balance feels like for you. And only you will know if you're doing one of the two of like the animals. Let me know which animal that you resonate with the most. Then we have the Eight of Bows, Hearthfire. For many of you, you are worried about, well, if I make this change, who will I lose? And for the rest of you, you're kind of considering, well, if I make this change, who will I gain? Who will I meet? Like there's all these, potential experiences on the other side of not just choosing, but doing that can be scary in their own ways. Losing people that were comfortable with and used to, and then potentially, gaining a bunch of cool people, but because it's unknown, because we aren't sure and we haven't seen it or sensed it yet, that can still be scary, even if we think it's going to be a good thing. So already, the theme, the message, the topic, the whole thing today is around following your calling, following your heart, and more importantly, learning that it is safe for you to do so. I did pull because I'm sure some of you would be curious. Like, one's if I do it, one's if I don't. And by don't, it's more around like saying no and just like taking it off the options list. So yes, I'm gonna do it, whether that's, at a snail's pace or a little bit faster. And no, let's just forget about it. And then the third option is just staying in this energy, staying in the current energy, and like maybe deciding later. So when it came to the yes, we've got the Ace of Arrows, the breath of life. This is you, shut up into the sky, shut up into the unknown. And it's a very beautiful light energy. And you're going to get a lot of perspective on things very, very quickly. what really matters, what's really available, what's really possible. The thing about the Ace of Wands also is like it is a gift, like it will feel like magical and you'll have this high from life. There is also this like gravity situation where part of you will go, okay, well, now I'll need to come down. That isn't like a, oh my God, you're going to rise so high and then you're going to crash and fall so far. But there is this little bit of a reminder in this card of there is risk and there is going to be some fear, and it's not just going to be like joy and light and easy forever. What I see in this card is the rise worth the risk? That could be like the name of this. Is the rise worth the risk? That's what I'm sensing for you. And the answer could like happily be yes. Like I'm willing to take on challenges because I know I'm following my soul and I know that this is, my soul path, my North Star. I'm meant for this. And, everything has risk. So I'd rather risk it for what I want than risk it for what I don't. Which brings us to if you say, nah, I'm not going to do it. Now, some of you might be thinking this card is going to be like, well, it's Tower, it's death, it's terrible. It's not. It's just different. So we've got the Three of Stones creativity. You're just going to have to get creative. And if anything, I really get the sense here that the universe is going to get really creative in redirecting you towards that path at some point or a complementary path. So if you're, for whatever reason, because everyone has different contexts in life and you're at a different stage and you have different priorities and things like that. When we say no to something, it doesn't have to be no forever. And if it's really the thing that was meant for you, you will find yourself there again. You will have another opportunity. So even though I did set this up by saying, the no is you saying no, it's either the universe will take over and go like, well, we're going to figure it out anyway, which can feel like a warning or it can feel like a positive thing, or you're just going to have to get creative on what you do next. Now let's look at if you stay the same. We had the Nine of Bows, respect. I find with this card, things are going to get a lot more challenging. You're going to have a deeper, perhaps, respect for people who follow that calling into the unknown. You're going to have a deeper level of respect for yourself for putting up with whatever situation you're in. You're also going to need to learn how to, and maybe this is the gap why you couldn't say yes or no, is respecting yourself, listening to yourself, following yourself, heeding yourself, healing yourself, like knowing yourself deeper. Maybe if you're not a yes or a no right now, the journey, the path is you actually doing some personal development and personal growth so that when things come up in life, you feel able to say yes, no, either way, with confidence, with clarity, without indecision. Because you also got the Six of Stones exploitation. Eventually, you're going to feel like any of the goodness in, staying the same will run out, will dry up. You might even notice, and maybe this is the universe like stepping in to redirect your course, that opportunities that whilst you didn't really appreciate them were always there, start to leave, start to make you feel less and less fulfilled. And then we have the Lovers. Now, this is a beautiful card, and this is a positive card. So it's just a reminder as well, you're not ruining your life by staying still. There might be some lack, there might be some inner work that needs to be done, and I would encourage you to address both of those. But also know and trust that you can still have a lot of light and love and appreciate the good things, even if these exits and possibilities and potentials aren't being fulfilled right in this moment. That was nearly a reading in and of itself, but I do have more cards for you. So we're going to go with the Find Your Purpose deck. Because whether you're a yes, you're a no, or you're a I'm going to stay on this path, it might be helpful to have a little bit more guidance. And I'm going to pick the one up that fell on the floor. All right, so we've got this beautiful card. Heart, raise a little bit of a candle in the window here. Quote, Holo Cola, Colho. Don't give in to your fears. If you do, you won't be able to talk to your heart. That is both, I feel, the path for the middle, like staying the same, the path for saying yes, and the path for saying no. It's just that reminder if you get into the habit of listening to fear, which is, you know, well, it could be so many things, but it's just something that's not having your birth growth interested heart. It's just having your stay still and stay safe, like a freeze kind of thing. Um, you're not going to be able to talk to that part of you that leads you successfully. What we are talking about all in that first part around, having faith and moving forward and following the whispers and the nudges and balancing things out and knowing and trusting it's going to work out if you're listening and if you're following your intuition and your calling, we can't do any of that path if fear is the one actually driving the car. So, questions. When have I listened to my fears over my heart? What can I learn from these experiences? As a spiritual life coach, I love giving people homework. I love giving my clients things to mull over. Actually, in the Life Reset program at the moment, which is my 3-month program, you can join the waiting list if you'd like to get into the next round. Information below. I often like we give a little mini lesson at the start of the week, and then it's something to mull over in the week, and then also things to take note on or take action on, because we plant these seeds and we need to contemplate and reflect and realize, and then we can align. So I feel like that's a little bit of homework for everyone this week. When have I listened to my fears over my heart? What can I learn from these experiences? And if you would like a guiding affirmation for the week, I listen when my heart guides me. That might seem simple, but if every time you make a decision, you ask, am I listening to my heart? Am I following where it guides me? You can, learn a lot about yourself and your habits and your routines. Oakley dokley. Now let's get a few cards from your angel guides, ancestors, spirits, anyone who wants to talk through me to you for your best interests. This is just going to be guidance, little messages and reminders that are complementary to today and will help you personally make whatever decision you need to make. Reminder, there is no wrong decision. There is, the one that is most light and inexpensive right now. That's probably the most challenging. There is the one that is a little bit more fear driven, but we know the universe will take care of us anyway. And there's the staying the same, which things will be okay for a while and there will still be good stuff. But eventually, that can't last forever. All right, we've got inner temple, devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. It's just so complementary to this one. If you listen to your fears, you won't be able to talk to your heart. Tune into the portal of your heart. Make it an active practice this week. That could look like literally hand on heart. How am I feeling? What am I called to do? And don't move until you get your answer. It might look like journaling, meditating, scripting, pulling cards for yourself. It could be so many things. Talking to a close friend where you always feel like you can speak your truth. Play, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Our heart speaks very loudly when we are having fun, when we are being light, and we're not taking things so seriously. When we start to take things so seriously, our head automatically takes over and thinks, oh my gosh, crisis, we need to fix this. When you're in fun, when you're in play, you can come up with great ideas for very serious topics, and you'll know it's coming from the right place. All right, one more card perhaps. Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. Some of you might be called to work with someone, could be me. You're more than welcome to come be a client. But it could also be around a course, a program, a mentor. There's someone in your life where you're feeling they can help you embrace this. Not just maybe you're saying yes to them, but how can they help you continue to say yes to yourself, continue to say yes to your path? If you want to become a vet, maybe there are people you can speak to, mentors you can connect with. Maybe there is someone who has inspired you on that path and you can go chat to them. If you want to be an artist, if you want to be, um, I don't know, going down a fertility journey, like there are so many ways that you can connect with people and groups, free and paid. It doesn't have to be just a financial investment. It is your time investment. It is your energy investment. It is your emotional investment. So seek that. Go after that. Don't dismiss it just because your head might have some thoughts around what that means and what that'll take and this, that, and the other. Remember the Woodward, all things in balance. We don't want to be so driven by our passion that we don't see further ahead. We don't want to be so disconnected from our heart that we don't even know what we feel anymore. We don't even know what we want anymore. We want to be guided from here. All right, let's use the Magical Herb Oracle. And this is just going to be our final message, a little bit of a send off. Maybe even an anchor for the week ahead. All right, so you've got the card Soothe, 35, Slippery Elm. Now, you can totally look up slippery elm, the different attributes and way to use it and all those different things. There's symbolism in this, but what I really just get drawn to is the cup of tea. How about you sit down and each day, starting today, have a cup of tea with yourself and speak to your heart. Have a few biscuits, have a little treat, have a cup of tea, and sit down and have a conversation, have a contemplation, connect with your heart, with your feelings. No noise, no podcasts, no books, no agenda, no to-do list. This is your to-do. Get connected to your heart. Allow it to guide you. Let it lead you. Learn to trust yourself. Learn to respect yourself now. And make your yes and no decisions in the future so much more easy, so much more fulfilling. That is our reading for today. Thank you so much for joining me. If this landed, if this resonated, leave a comment. Share it with, 2 to 3 friends. Come back next time because I do these every single week. And if you'd like to work with me one-to-one by booking a reading, a 30-day forecast, or on a coaching journey, information below.